So I'm Regina, and I've been attending this church since I moved up here in 2011, hearing the word from pastors here, Pastor Joe, Pastor Mike, Pastor Brian, and putting it all together has built me, has secured and empowered me to always remember to use faith to do everything I desire to do, which is beyond my control.
I've been attending family church since, as my parents like to say, the crib. I've grown in faith through speaking in tongues. I've gotten to speak in tongues better and just really connecting with God on a deep level.
We started attending family church a little over a year ago. I used to spend a lot of time focusing on the relationship between God and my family members and not focusing on my relationship and my walk with God. And so being here, it has helped me to apply the word even more and just continue to focus on Him.
I have been attending family church for the past 18 to 19 years. From the first time we came here, we were well received, we were loved on. I just felt like I was part of the family, and I could hear in my heart God saying, plant yourself.
I started attending family church when I was 17, just before my senior year of high school, so almost 36 years ago. Oh, I've grown in many ways, but I would say the biggest growth came from learning the word and learning how to pray. That's the main thing.
I lived down in Oklahoma for several years before moving back up to family church. It was kind of strange, but everyone was so nice and friendly. I began to feel quite at home here.
The members in this church embraced who I was. They were very sensitive to my needs, and that made me realize that there was no other place that I could fellowship at but here in family church.
I've become spiritually matured since coming to family church. I've become more confident in my prayer life with God. I've become more confident in spending time with Him.
I went to church my whole life. I believed in God. I got born again when I was 14, so before I started coming to CFF, but I had no understanding of the Bible. And literally, I can remember the first time we heard Pastor Joe, we were like, our eyes were as big as baseballs. We were like, this is like, this. We've never heard this before.
My favorite ministry is hospitality because we get to give back. I get to give back and, meet the newcomer, the person that was like me, that came through the door and didn't know anyone, and kind of hoping, that someone would either speak to them or just kind of meet their need just by being hospitable.
I really like being a musician, helping out in the chosen choir. I like how teens, they connect more with music.
I'm excited about the area of ministry that I serve in. I sing with the worship team, and I love every single minute of it. I look forward to our Tuesday night sessions where we not only practice the song, but we spend time in the presence of God.
I suffered a tragedy in 2014. I lost my son, and I was admitted in Orange Regional, and the nurses that took care of me, funny enough, the labor and delivery nurse that took care of me was family church nurses. They used the word of God to bring me comfort, and through that encounter, I was able to travel through my bitter experience. And when Sonia specifically, she dragged me out of my house to church. She visited me at home and, held my hand to bring me to church. And when I came in, I realized the environment, the ambient was full of love.
I've had, times in my life where I needed someone to go to the hospital, whether it be my kids or myself, and pastors were always there.
Oh my gosh, from the moment we walked in the door, between Virginia and Jennifer's team, it was just love everywhere. So I love that about family church. Everybody is just so free with loving, and to constantly hear that. At first I said, but you don't know me. How could you love me? But I know that they're applying the word of God and not just hearing it, but they're actually doing it.
Everyone's just so friendly and allows you to come into their group, which would be a good thing because I wouldn't have any other friends if nobody invited me into their group. I'm just going.
My children grew up at Family Church and they learned the word, and my oldest son, James, holds the record for memorizing 100 scriptures, and he won $100 for memorizing those scriptures.
One of the first Wednesdays that we came here, my daughter was so excited. She couldn't stop talking about the memory verse and the songs she sang. Well, the following Wednesday, we left for church, but I was not going to Family Church. We were going to our old church, and we reached the door, and as I was about to open the door, she said, "Mommy, I want to go to children's church." And I said, "You want to go to children's church?" She said, "Yes, I want to go to children's church." I knew what I needed to do right then and there. I scooped her up. We ran to the car. We got to Family Church just in time, and all the way down the hall and up the stairs to the room, she sang, "I'm going to children's church. I'm going to children's church," at the top of her voice. And we never looked back since. The children's ministry has been the deciding factor of my staying here at Family Church all these years.